What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, where we talk all things Marvel and MCU. I'm your host, Warren Thompson, and today, Ryan Reynolds has recently opened up about how he feels about announcing that Deadpool 3 is well underway and Hugh Jackman is returning as Wolverine. Now, of course, all of us fans are crazy excited. We were all freaking out and we couldn't believe the news. Not only is Hugh Jackman returning as Wolverine, the Wolverine, but he is now going to be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe interacting with, hopefully, some of our favorite characters. And of course, this is the type of news that breaks the internet. And that is exactly what it did when Ryan Reynolds released that video announcing Hugh Jackman is going to be coming back as Wolverine. Everybody freaked out, and now Ryan Reynolds has opened up in an interview with Forbes talking about how exactly it felt to break the internet with that amazing news. And he actually goes on to talk about how this really wouldn't be possible without the fans. In fact, Deadpool 1 was only made because of the fans. But of course, we're going to dive into all of this. We'll go over the whole entire interview and talk about how excited Ryan Reynolds is for Deadpool 3 and his reaction to basically the fans reacting to the huge news. So if you love Marvel content, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos and MCU news. So, as I mentioned, this interview is with Forbes. They were speaking to Ryan Reynolds about Hugh Jackman returning as Wolverine in Deadpool 3, the announcement videos that he released, and subsequently how they blew up the internet. Now, I'm assuming pretty much everybody has seen these videos. I would be shocked if you haven't, but if you haven't for some reason, no judgment at all, but here they are right now in case you haven't seen them, and if you already have, well, enjoy them again.
I have nothing. Completely empty up here and terrifying. But we did have one idea. Hey, Hugh, you want to play Wolverine one more time?
Yeah, sure, Ryan.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
You have questions.
Yes. I had a lot of questions. I'm sure you had a lot of questions, but rest assured, we're going to answer them right now. Like, for example, how is Wolverine alive after Logan?
Logan takes place in 2029, totally separate thing. Logan died in Logan, not touching that. What actually happens in our film is...
Those are just brief recaps. If you want to watch the full videos, you can find them on Ryan Reynolds' YouTube channel, and kind of anywhere on the internet. But in this interview with Forbes, he talked about how excited he was and how he's actually been sitting on those videos for a few weeks now. Here's what he said. I couldn't be more excited. I mean, especially to do it this way. Ultimately, I get to work with some of my closest friends in the world, and that doesn't happen every day working in this business. I'm thrilled, and I've been sitting on those couple of teasers for a few weeks now. It's one of those moments where you're hitting send, or a tweet, or a post. Your hand is shaking when you're messing with the zeitgeist in a way like that. It's been amazing. Now, right away, I just want to talk about how nervous Ryan Reynolds was to announce this to the world when he especially knows how big this is. That's just so great to me. He knows what he's about to do. He knows he's about to give so many fans who love Deadpool and Wolverine all that they want. Wolverine returning, but Hugh Jackman returning as Wolverine. All we've really been talking about recently is who is Marvel Studios going to get to play the new Wolverine. We never really thought that Hugh Jackman would return. That was never really on the table for us. Hugh Jackman stated many times that Wolverine was done for him. He said goodbye to that character. So we didn't think that he would be returning, but like Ryan Reynolds mentions in this article, he is now working with some of his best, closest friends, and of course that is Hugh Jackman. So I love that Ryan Reynolds was nervous because he is a fan too. He does this because he loves it himself, and he goes on to talk about that in the article. He says, I feel the same way that the fans do though. I feel as excited that this character is coming back for another ride, particularly in this context. I think it's something that people have wanted for a long time, to get this pairing up on the big screen, and that's what we aim to do. Well, they aimed for it and they have hit their target right on the mark, because fans have already lost their minds just by watching Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds sit on a couch together talking about what is going to happen, teasing us. And quite honestly, I kind of hope that Deadpool 3 is us basically just watching Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman be themselves on screen. You know, kind of just watching their friendship play out on screen, which is kind of what I'm expecting in all honesty. And one thing I actually am expecting from this movie is fan service. Now, sometimes fan service can be bad if executed poorly. However, I have full faith in Ryan Reynolds. Each of the Deadpool films did not disappoint. We haven't had a bad one yet. And again, I must state that we do not acknowledge the existence of Deadpool in the X-Men Origins Wolverine film. So ignoring that, we have not had a solo Deadpool film that has been bad yet. And Ryan Reynolds has taken years to write this script for Deadpool 3, so you know it's going to be pretty dang near perfect, if not perfect. And he goes on to talk about in this interview how Deadpool wouldn't really be possible without the fans. He says, "I think audiences really genuinely appreciate having some authorship over stories that are being told and why stories are being told. I, for one, can say that Deadpool 1 never would have been made if it wasn't for the outpouring of demand from audiences across all social media platforms, and that's quite legitimately what got the movie greenlighted." And before we finish what he said in the interview, I just want to say I love this so much. I love that Ryan Reynolds appreciates the Deadpool fans, and he listens to them, which is why I think there is going to be some good fan service in Deadpool 3. And if anything, it's going to be hilarious, because of course we know how Ryan Reynolds is, especially as Deadpool, which is kind of essentially himself. But he finishes the interview by actually stating that the audience is the real boss, the fans are the real bosses. He says, "There's authorship there. They feel some authorship and ownership over that triumph. So I think that's always important to never forget who the real boss is. The real boss is the folks at home and the folks going to the cinema to pay their way in, and that also really is quite applicable to so many other aspects of the business that we have at Maximum Effort and certainly at Fubu TV." I love this. I love Ryan Reynolds. I love his attitude about everything. And I love how he announced that Wolverine was going to be in Deadpool 3. He did it so casually with Hugh Jackman just in the background randomly going, "Yeah, sure, why not, Ryan?" But then of course he followed it up with the two of them being super excited to actually talk about it, because some people were thinking that, well, maybe they're just trolling, but the next video showed us they weren't. Now, I've already heard fans talking about when to expect a trailer for Deadpool 3, and I'm sorry to say, we are so far away from that. Deadpool 3 does not hit theaters until September 6th of 2024. That's just about 2 years away, so do not expect a trailer anytime soon, even though Ryan Reynolds has of course been teasing us with these little videos. They haven't even begun to film Deadpool 3 yet. Ant-Man and the Wasp is 5 months away and we haven't even gotten the trailer for it yet. So don't expect any official footage from Deadpool 3, sadly, anytime soon. But you never know with Ryan Reynolds. He could come out and give us another video like he's done the past two. He could even introduce other characters that are going to be in the movie in the same exact way he did with Hugh. One thing that is for sure is that this is certainly going to be an exciting road leading up to Deadpool 3, and I'm sure Deadpool 3 is going to be absolutely amazing. So let me know your thoughts about what Ryan Reynolds had to say in this interview in the comments down below, and I'd also love to hear what you want from the story of Deadpool 3. What do you think it should be about? Leave your thoughts down below in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest MCU news. For live updates, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.